It's Natalie for A Cherry Top Crafts today, and I am on the blog with a lot of tips and tricks for getting those vacation albums done and making them really interesting and fun. So I have this flip book from Simple Stories, and it came in the summer cherry box. And one of my tips is to start with some large photos. When you're doing a smaller size album, this is a 6x8, you can take some of your best vacation photos, which is really where I get some of my best photos I've ever taken, and make them a full-size page. I like to always frame the photo with some negative space that I don't mind covering up. So I grabbed from the Summer Snapshots collection this little chipboard piece, and then I die cut the initials of the city that we were in for vacation with my Pink Fresh Studio dies. And I'm just going to sew over them off screen, obviously, and then add a couple of those brads, and that's going to call it done for one full layout, right? It didn't take me very long at all. I guess I could have sewn around the edges, but I don't know. I really like the way that it looks. And so that's going to go in a full-size page, and it's going to go inside the page protector. It would be nice to have it tactile and outside the page protector, but I want to put a pocket on the inside cover of my album. So I didn't want that pocket or whatever I stick in the pocket to kind of interfere, because I did want to leave those little flaps edges of the letters sticking up. So you can totally leave it OTTP outside the page protector if you wanted to. OTPP? I don't know. Anyway, I just kind of tucked those in a nice visual triangle there. And we're going to call it done for one layout. And so I have some tips, like more detailed tips in the blog post. I talk about batch printing. So you could print all of your photos for the trip, or just, a full day. Like say you went on a 5-day trip and print like one day at a time. Oh, look, I'm showing you that it's my bracelet. My friend Peyton made me that bracelet. And she takes custom orders. So if anybody wanted to order, you just send me a message, DM me on Instagram, let's say, and I will get you hooked up with her. But she has been making bracelets, and I had that one with a cherry, and I was like, yoink, that one's mine for a cherry on top. So here's the element that I'm putting on the front cover. So I'm going to make my own pocket. So I have a 4x6 page protector. No, not page protector, 4x6 card cut from a cut apart sheet. And I just made my own gussets there. Just scored some cardstock, and now I'm showing you how I'm going to put them at the bottom of the card and on both sides. And I'm going to go off to the sewing machine again that I used for my title, and I'm going to sew them on each side, and then I'm going to use that really strong red line tape to stick those 3 sides onto the cover. So then I will have a full pocket, but the gussets just make it so I can fill the pocket with lots of things and not have to worry about it maybe like ripping the paper or trying to rip the cover off or anything like that. And if you were going to cover the front cover, so if you were going to like put a paper or something over it, you could totally have also sewn the pocket on. But I don't really know what I'm going to do, or if I'm going to do anything on the front cover, so I didn't want to commit to doing that. I mean, I do a little something on the front cover at the end of the video, but you'll see what I mean. So this is another element that I love to add to my albums, is just interactive bits that you might not normally put in like a 12x12 album. So I got this Beach Fun cut file. Be really careful when you're opening these. We used to have these at work when I had paper files. Good, real easy to slice a finger with those things. I speak from experience. Back to what I was saying. I'm showing you the page protectors that come in the flip books. So the first one was a page protector from a normal Simple Stories 6x8 album. The flip books have this extra like galley, I think, and it's maybe like a 1/2 inch. So I am using that and mimicking it. So I have a page protector here from where I made like a giant shaker and I had cut some apart. And so I cut it up to fit that length of the flip book, and then I'm going to add that cherry acetate in as well, just to keep it sturdy. When I go to punch a hole, I want it to be really nice and sturdy. So now you can see I have that like about inch and a half bit that's going to allow me to put this fun cut file that's outside the page protector into my flip book. So I also decided that I'm going to use my washi tape that comes in the Summer Snapshots collection in the cherry box to decorate the galleys of these flipbook page protectors. So I stick that down first, and then I use that same really strong red adhesive to stick the front side of the cut file down, which it has some fun acetate on the fun word. And you could have made a shaker out of that or add some kind of like textured cardstock or something would be really fun. And so then I sandwich it in with another cut file that's cut out of another beautiful paper that I wanted to highlight after I add another piece of washi, of course. And so now it's visually pleasing from both sides, even though it's backwards from that side. It still looks nice and finished. And so I'm gonna, you can use a fuse tool, but I'm going to use my sewing machine, kind of like a fuse tool, and do stitching just the way that it's fused right there. So I've slowed it down here for a second, and you can see where I stitch it just down that middle line where it's kind of fused on the original type. And that just reinforces it like a normal page protector. And now I'm just going to add holes. So that's what you see me doing here is lining up the holes so they'll be even. I trimmed off the excess at the top and the bottom because it wasn't a full 6x8. So I didn't need to go up all across the up and down, right? So it'll be fun because you'll be able to see through the fun acetate that I used and see whatever photos on either side. So I really like to add those interactive elements in my mini albums. So there I go. I'm adding that washi tape again to that front page that I hadn't done yet. And then next, since we have a back side of this page protector, I wanted to make a layout on that side. And so I had some pictures of Lockie, and I'm going to mix and match the Summer Snapshots collection with the new Beach Vibes collection from 49 and Market. And I feel like they go really well together. The colors work really well. And so I love to mix and match. So I ran some white cardstock through an embossing folder. Kind of reminds me of a boardwalk was kind of the look that I was going for. And you're going to be able to see that white cardstock around each edge as well. So I wanted that white pop in the middle. I'm just going to layer these 3 very similar photos of my son. He's on a boogie board, so that's why I chose the surfboard paper. I'm just going to layer them up. I'm going to add a few embellishments. Like I'm going to put some rub-ons on there and maybe a couple stickers. But one thing I really love about scrapbooking vacation things is because when I'm scrapping everyday stories, a lot of times I have a story to tell or I have some journaling that I want to add and then I have to think about how I'm going to incorporate it. But when I'm putting all my photos from a vacation in an album, I don't have something to say about everything. Now, of course, I'll tell stories about what happened on vacation and what we did or what we saw and where we went, but not every single thing is going to have a story. So I just get to like play and have fun, but also the layouts get to be pretty simple. So I love the way that gorgeous rub-on looks. I'm adding a chipboard piece from the Summer Snapshots collection because it matched nicely. And I will say this didn't go on as well as I hoped. I don't know that I had put one of these on this paper that it's a newer paper that I bought to print photos on. It didn't work out, but I do it later as well because I'm a glutton for punishment and it worked well for then. So I don't know. It was just like not a good mix this time. I don't really know what happened. Oh my gosh, those puffy stickers are so good. Had to add another one of those surfboards to kind of go with the background paper there. So at the end, we will flip through so you can kind of see how everything kind of mixes and matches well together. Let's see. Okay, so another thing that I really like to do, especially in mini albums, is to like mix and match my sizes of photos, right? So I have a full-size photo on the first page as like my wow statement, my title page. It was probably one of my favorite photos that I took on the trip. And then, I just made a full-size layout on the next page. Since Heath was featured on the first page, I let Lachlan be featured on the second. But then I also like to add in pocket pages. They're not here for you to watch me build them, but they are on the blog and they're in the photos on my Instagram as well. But lastly, I want to show you, I used the beads from the summer cherry box to create this fun little like friendship bracelet on the front. So I just threaded them on with the word vacay and some little like alpha beads. And then I filled the pocket with, that is a watercolor painting that I did on the beach while we were gone. And let's see, what else do we have? We have a wine label from a bottle of wine we had at the beach, and we went to 30A, so that was the name of the wine. And then I just made a couple fun little tags. Just fun interactive elements, but you could also put photos in there or any other ephemera that you picked up on the trip. I didn't really pick up a ton of ephemera here. So there's my cover page. You can see I added additional ribbon to kind of help tie down that friendship bracelet ribbon, but also just to make it look cute. And then there's my full-size layout, and there's my Beach Fun interactive element cut file. And then there you can see the page or the pocket pages. So I love these. And so that's a normal page protector. I had to add an additional flipbook gusset or galley or whatever you want to call it to make sure that this is able to flip like all the normal flipbook pages. So there's the first batch print that I started with. Go to the blog. I'll link it down below and hear more tips. I'll put my affiliate links down below if you're interested in these products. And also let me know if you have any questions. I swear I'm going to get this album done. I'm going to work on it right now. I'm going to go edit more batch print photos. We're going to get this done before the end of summer, right? That means I have until September. Thank you all for watching. I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe. Bye, y'all.